you wanna be crypto savvy, we can help you skip those valleys. Let's rally, yeah. If you wanna be crypto savvy, we can let investments tally. Let's rally, yeah.
Welcome back to Be Crypto Savvy. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend that with us. Today we are going to jump over into the GNYIO range report and do a comparison of the 7-day forecast like we mentioned in the video yesterday to see how that kind of evolves and changes from one day to the next. If you didn't get a chance to check out that video from yesterday, I'm going to throw it up in the corner. Take a second and check that video out and then rejoin us. Before jumping over there, let's take a quick peek at Bitcoin, however, and just kind of see what that's been up to. Since yesterday, we were at about the $27,500 area at the time of recording, and we were under the impression that there was probably enough momentum in the market and retail in particular to be able to continue to push this price up. And this white line here is $30,000. Not only is this a substantial psychological barrier, but this is also about 3/4 up into our resistance range that we've been having a difficult time ever since initially even testing it. So we do believe that there is enough push to test that $30,000 level. Most likely we will be able to push above that, maybe even get as high as testing our next resistance, which would be around that $32,000 level. However, I don't believe that there would be enough of a drive behind it for a sustained push to where that would be a lasting rally. And I do anticipate that there would be a pretty good rejection and we would see a retracement. Depending on how high we are able to push it would ultimately depend on where we would retrace to. If we were able to, for an example, get all the way up and touch the $32,000 level, a retracement might only end up bringing us back down to this upper band of our expanding symmetrical triangle that, if you recall, has dated going back to October 13th of 2022. So ultimately what's happening while we are sitting here waiting for Bitcoin to decide which direction it wants to go is we are just watching Bitcoin wedge itself in between not only this whole resistance zone, but the $30,000 hard level in particular, as well as underneath having this support that it's created over the past week and a half or so. So ultimately, it's just pinching itself closer and closer in here, and we're going to have to wait and see if it's going to pop up or down. And we know where our support levels and our resistance levels are above and below us. So right now, we're just going to continue to watch and see which way this is going to take off. Why don't we jump over into the GNYIO range report at this time and take a look at the 7-day forecast. So right off the bat, I notice that this top number right here was the one that I remembered was $26,090 was the high prediction for the 4th of September, and it has been updated today to 30,715. So over the past 24 hours, instead of having that $5,000 drop, it has updated that about $4,500 higher, still remaining above $30,000. So right here on the left side is where we had a really substantial pinch, and that's really what I was focusing in on to see if we would see an update today. And so apparently there was something that happened that was able to update that substantially. So let's go through the rest of the report and see if anything sticks out. So we were just over looking at the chart and the candles over on TradingView. Looking at the RSI, we can see we are still putting in lower highs and lower lows, although we do see that little bit of an uptick at the very end there, that little tail curling up. On the Bitcoin daily RSI, we can see that we did curl this back up as well. Dropping in on our boy the MACD. So yesterday we actually were talking about how we were just about to drop this MACD line. The orange line is your MACD line and the green line is your signal line. We were just talking about yesterday how as soon as this MACD line crossed, that would be a bearish signal indicating that the price for Bitcoin would most likely see a drop coming. And instead it said psych, and it changed directions on us. Over on the stochastic indicator, same thing. It looks like instead of continuing downward, that it did decide to make a U-turn on us. Average price had its little uptick as well. On balance volume also had an uptick, so we're still moving more Bitcoin onto exchanges. The Bitcoin Ultimate Oscillator also agreed that we are changing our momentum into a different direction. And holy but moly, the parabolic SAR has printed a buy signal. So we had mentioned yesterday how we had 7 straight sell dots above our candles, and how with using this, what you want to look for is 3 straight, whether it's above or below. 3 straight is your strong confirmation that that signal is a hard signal. So after 7 straight days of sell, we just printed our first buy signal on the parabolic SAR. And side note, I'm really glad that GNYIO decided to include the parabolic SAR. This is a very, very good indicator, and in all honesty, it is one that I do forget to go to and use as much as I should. So I am very glad that they included this in with their report. This is a strong indicator. Fibonacci retracement, same thing, just kind of retesting that same level. And Hikaki, we haven't gotten a change, but the Kopot curve did. We mentioned we were in a strong nosedive and we just made a complete U-turn on that one. So you can see that we do have some indicators telling us that there is going to be most likely some support towards these upper numbers. So your opportunity zone, as far as how I've been learning to read this, and do remember that the folks over at GNYIO did imply that there is a little bit of a learning curve with this, and being able to use it, and then ultimately using that to predict prices farther out as well. But from the way that I've been reading this over the past couple of weeks, currently I would anticipate our opportunity zone to most likely be around the 50% line of their opportunity zone to the upper echelon. That's the time or the area that I believe they are in right now. Obviously, this would change and fluctuate as time goes on. There will be times where the actual price will end up being closer to the low area of their prediction and the lower echelon of the opportunity zone. Currently, right now, this is just kind of where I'm seeing us and sticking around in this area. So, I think with all that being said, I think we should just leave the video right here. Again, if you've gotten anything of substance from this video, do me a solid, throw a like down. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to throw those in the comment section. I will follow up with you. Also, there is a referral link to this range report that's in the description that gives you 20% off. When you sign up, you also get this range report for free for a 2-week trial. Now, this report is already a great value at $20, and that's prior to the 20% off using the referral code in the description below. And that's also before they're adding in even more free value by adding several more coins, which are all top tier, mind you, but also more indicators into the report, as well as exchange grades and more that I don't even know about yet. So I'll just leave this at that. If you folks are interested, again, the referral link is in the description. And I'm looking forward to seeing you folks on the next video.
Like